Hey beautiful people, welcome or welcome back. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we are here for a reading about the person on your mind and your connection to each other. Today's reading is going to be a specific message. We will be talking about their thoughts and feelings about you and your connection so far today. So from whenever this reading found you, from the beginning of the day, we're going to be covering what their point of view has been, what's been going through their mind, how they've been feeling. I do set the intention that this reading is timeless, so it will find you when it is meant to, when it is relevant to your situation, if it is. So whether today is the day of the video's release or months from that point, that is a-okay. You are here when you are meant to be. As always, take messages if, when, and how they resonate, and leave behind any that do not. And if you go about today's reading and it's just not resonating with you, that's a-okay. You probably felt drawn to me as a reader. You're welcome to explore the other readings on my channel if you would like to. So we're going to chat a bit. It was not my intention to get this many alchemy cards out, but as I started pulling, a story was being told. So I continued to pull until I felt like we had capped out the story. I feel like today's reading is going to be an extended one, aka the message is going to be kind of free-flowing. It might go a little longer than I had originally intended it to, so I will be doing an extended reading on top of this to cover what is coming next with your person. So in today's reading that you're watching right now, we are going to cover today's thoughts and feelings from their perspective, their thoughts and feelings view today. We're going to be doing an extended on what's coming next in the connection. So if this resonates and you're curious to see what is coming next, you can join us over there. There will be a link in my Patreon. You can find a link directly in the description box of this video or the pinned comment to keep it easy. So let's get to it, you guys. I can tell you already that your person has been going through a lot so far today. So whether it is 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. or anywhere in between, your person's had a lot on their mind. So in order of pulling, we have Saturn, we had separation and coagulation come out together. Rotation, copper, sugar, and against nature. This is such an intense message, you guys, for these two cards to come out together, especially after Saturn. That's kind of when I got the gist of what my spiritual team was doing with me, and they were trying to tell a story here with these cards. So I likely am going to cite the guidebook for this message because of how important this is. Some of you love it, some of you don't like it, whatever your preference is. I will hold the book up, and so if you don't want to listen along, you're welcome to skip ahead or fast forward or mute it during that time. If you want to listen along, I would encourage you to do so. I read from the book for a reason because Kim Kranz is a really talented writer, and oftentimes there's like hidden messages, syncs, and information in her writings, and so I do that so you can also exercise your intuition and see if you're picking up anything that I might miss, because at the end of the day, you are here, you are intuitive, and you receive information in unique and special ways, just as everybody else does. So I like to kind of drive that point home as well. So Saturn is a planet of karma, okay? And so when this card first came out, as the number one, I got a really strong message that your person has been thinking about some kind of karma circling back around again to them. Maybe they dished out some karma. Maybe they're getting some kind of payback for something they had done in the past, either towards you or towards other people. But your person has really been thinking about karma and how things are coming full circle. So depending on what's going on with you and your person and your connection right now, maybe they feel like they're getting some payback for mistreating you or mistreating other people, or it could also be that they just feel like they're learning some really intense karmic lessons at this time. And one of those lessons involves attachment. To summarize it briefly, for those of you that don't want to listen along with the guidebook, Separation is fairly self-explanatory. That is two entities or anything separating and parting ways, okay? Coagulation is quite literally the opposite, but it's different than entering into a harmonious union. It's entering into a union that is not so benevolent. Coagulation is the energy of two separate identities or beings or mindsets or whatever it is coming together, but in a more unhealthy way. So kind of more in a clingy way, or basically what I'm getting here is avoidant versus anxious, like a non-secure attachment style. We'll phrase it as that, okay? And so maybe your person is battling with attachment issues or something like that right now, or that's something they're thinking back on or observing in other people, observing in this connection or in themselves, where they might have a difficult time right now being secure in their attachment. The funny thing is that they're observing this as a cycle that they've seen before. So that's another reason why karma is tied in so heavily with their thought process so far today. They're observing patterns that they have been through before, either with you or with other people, or that they've even just observed in their own friends and family and their situations. This person is watching the wheel go round and round and round again and thinking about creating something new, going against the nature of themselves, going against their own nature. Honestly, this is the first time this card has ever come out in a reading where I've seen a positive energy come through it. And I don't know why that is, but it's coming through and I don't know how to explain it necessarily, but they're going against their typical nature, but in a really good way. They want to create something new and they want to create something sweet, something pure, something beautiful, kind of like the image on this card. It's sparkling, it's glittering, it's happy, it's positive. And although sugar isn't like really healthy for us, I'm taking it more as a metaphor in this sense of sweetness. And copper is the energy of fertility. It often makes me think of divine feminine energy, especially in this context, creating, forming something, giving birth or giving life to something new. And what that is a new way of being, a new path, getting out of this old cycle that they've been on for a long time and choosing to go a different way that feels better. Okay. So maybe your person's been running from you, or maybe they've been avoiding you, or maybe vice versa. This person has been hanging on when you've been trying to let go. And it could even just involve patterns. Like it might not even be like a full-on runner chaser dynamic. It could just be that this person doesn't know how to feel like fully secure within themselves. So what I'm going to do now is read on coagulation and separation from the guidebook, as I have noted I would. Let me mark both pages super quickly for you guys. Okay, perfect. And this is the part where if you don't want to listen along, you're welcome to skip ahead. I do want to note that this falls on page 222, so you may be seeing angel number 222 a lot recently. February 22nd or February 23rd could also be important to this connection because we have 222 and 223. Okay, coagulation, solidity, adherence, and stuckness. Coagulation is the great alchemical operation of Earth. By way of its operation, we experience that which was fluid churning into a solid formation. The formerly disparate ingredients begin adhering together in a fixed and solid unit. The result is visible, reliable, and eventually concrete. When you hear the phrase, "it is finally taking shape," coagulation is underway. The shadow aspect of coagulation is that the elements may have come together without much awareness, and in turn, they become unconsciously attached. Inertia and resentment set in. The parts can no longer separate even if they wish to. Many long-term relationships have coagulation aspects, a naturally occurring codependency by which both parties feel unseen or unknown as individuals. The work of coagulation is to experience the merging with other while not losing oneself in the mush, okay? So like I was saying, codependent energy, clingy energy, losing one's identity, merging together almost to a detriment of like losing yourself in the mix or in the process, okay? So I'm taking that more as like some sort of an anxious attachment or codependency type of vibe. Separation, of course, is the opposite. We have differentiation, divide, to cut away. Separation is the great alchemical operation of the sword. It occurs when substances are pulled apart for their higher good, either willingly or unwillingly. The fissure may take place suddenly with a swift blow of the axe, or slowly over time with a dull blade. No matter how separation occurs, it is likely to be a painful process for all involved. Images of swords and knives, battles, rebellion, breakups, divorce, and atoms splitting are expressions of separation. The good news is that separation prepares the individual for a more conscious union down the line. It releases stagnant energy and allows the parts to see themselves as individuals. This stage is a prerequisite for conjunction, union, love. Through the pain of separation, we come to accept and love ourselves as we truly are, and in turn, love the world, okay? So like I said, they're opposites, and both are like unhealthy types of attachment to other, okay, in this concept. Of course, conjunction or divine union is the ideal goal here, okay? And that card didn't come up in the spread. That I would actually read as like a very secure and positive, benevolent attachment and union. Essentially, your person's been doing a lot of reflecting today. They've been reflecting on their own behaviors in the past, their own patterns in the past, as well as other people around them, including you, and how everything has worked together to create things in general in this connection, good, bad, everything in between. And I love that rotation is at the very heart of this spread here, because it's your person identifying cycles that need to come to a close, cycles that need to be broken so that we can create something new, right? That is what is coming through for your person. I'm seeing mirroring happen in this reading here today. For those of you who are new to the channel, when I read, sometimes my divine team shows me patterns to kind of amplify the energy and bring new information in. And so this section is kind of telling a story. This section is telling a story. And at the heart of the reading is the pattern itself, the rotation that your person's been thinking about breaking. So over here, we have like the karmic attachment, the karmic of extremes, I guess you could say, of either becoming one and losing your identity, or separating 100% and having nothing to do with the other. And then over here is creating something brand new, going against the cycle, going against the nature that has been in the past, and creating something better, something sweeter, something that's more fruitful and promising down the line. So your person really has had a lot on their minds today, I would say. They've been thinking about the past. They've been thinking about what could be created in the future. And most importantly, they've been thinking about how to stop the cycles so that it's even possible to create something better going forward. So I'm going to dive into the tarot now. If you're still watching and you've been resonating with this, I would love it if you'd let me know by liking the video. You're also welcome to share your story or any insights with the collective in the comments, and subscribe if you're new. All of those things are things you can do to help my channel and my work so I can keep putting these free videos out for you on YouTube every day. And I appreciate you. You guys are the best. All right, so continuing onward, let's see what their thoughts and feelings about you have been. We'll dive a little deeper using the tarot. I may get additional messages out. I may not, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just leaving it open. We do have 2 3s coming out. They came out together on the floor, and what was left in my lap was Temperance. And again, this is a beautiful message. Confirming what we've already been talking about very, very clearly. And in fact, how am I going to lay this out? I'm going to lay it out as such, okay? So before I pull more cards, if I do, I'm leaving this a free-flowing reading here today. We have the 3 of Swords and the 3 of Cups, and the change is Temperance. So The Three of Swords is this fear. The Three of Swords is grief, it's loss, it's despair, it's heartbreak, it's horrible. I guess you could say it's pain. And then the Three of Cups in this context is definitely representative of a third party. Okay. And so what I'm seeing with this combination that your person's been thinking about is any type of third party or issue that is getting in between the two of you having a benevolent union with each other. So this could be just about anything. It could be past relationship wounds. It could be addictions. It could be unhealthy patterns, mindsets, beliefs. It could be attachment issues. Whatever it is, this person seems to be thinking about how this third party energy is causing the pain. They are really deeply reflecting on how these patterns that are repeating or presenting are causing issues, causing pain, and what they're really desiring is healing and neutralizing that energy. I love the image on this card to represent temperance because it shows this heron basically pouring water on the fire, two opposing elements, right? But when both come together, both become neutralized, right? The water evaporates, the fire gets put out, and it neutralizes itself. So your person has been thinking about how to neutralize the energy, basically, and how to create more balance and harmony in this situation. Maybe one of you is more anxiously attached, the other could be more avoidantly attached. That doesn't have to be the case, and by no means am I, an expert here in that department. However, I am channeling based on what I'm seeing. So, take the messages if they resonate, leave what they don't. And at any point in time, if you feel like you need professional support or guidance, I advocate that you do that and you go get that, because it's good to get information, but it's never a good idea to completely rely on tarot to get all of your insights, just saying. So, but anyway, this person seems to be doing a lot of reflecting on how there needs to be peaceful ground found in this connection, and there needs to be neutralizing of the energy. Maybe the two of you have opposite approaches in this connection, or there are two very opposite perspectives or energies coming into this connection from both of you, or one or both of you could be polarizing in one or the other direction. They're thinking about how this can be cured, basically. Your person is just focused on curing this and not going through the same toxic cycles or the same upsets or the same third party issues over and over again. They're really, really seeking truth. Your person is desperately wanting change within the connection, change within themselves, change within you. They're wanting truth, and they're wanting to cut the crap out. Basically, they just want to stop it. They don't want to keep going through the motions. They might be praying a lot. If your person is the type that prays or meditates or asks for help from above in whatever way they resonate with it, they could also be doing that. They could be talking to other people, trying to get truth and insights from professionals. There's a lot of different things that they could be doing. They could even just be going inward. Okay, but your person is really just wanting to look for answers. They're looking for truth today. They're wanting to understand so that the cycles can stop going around and around and around again, because they're sick of it. And maybe they feel like you're sick of it too. Okay, because at the end of the day, what they're thinking about is their happily ever after. They want their 10 of Cups, and I think that they do want that with you. The 10 of Cups traditionally in tarot is depicted as what appears to be a happy family with a nice house in the background with a beautiful rainbow up ahead, and everybody's dancing and carefree and in joy. And I think that that is your person's goal. They want a happy, healthy, harmonious relationship. They want an abundance of peace and love and prosperity. And they're sick of this Three of Swords and the Three of Cups getting in the mix and preventing that from happening. So they're in the process of looking at the truth so that a fresh start can happen here with the Fool, and create this, basically. This is telling a story. Truth leads to a new beginning, leads to the creation of the happily ever after, basically, to put it cut and dry for you. So what we're going to do now is get some channeled messages out from your person, things that they have wanted to say to you today. Maybe they have said it to you. It could just be what they've wanted to say but haven't had the strength to. Messages they've typed up and then deleted, you name it. And then remember, we are doing an extended for our reading here today where we will be looking into what's coming next. So if this has really been resonating with you, you're welcome to check that extended out. There will be a link below in the description box. Okay? So message number 1 from your person is, I can be myself with you. This person has a lot of trust, okay? This person has a lot of trust in you. They feel like you can see right through them, but that they're safe to be themselves with you. And I think that they really like that a lot. It's rare to find that type of connection in this world. I want you so badly. I wish we could go back. I don't know what you want. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a few from my handmade deck as well. So give me a moment here. I can't believe I acted that way. And then underneath that, I did see it said I have so many regrets. Okay. Maybe there was a specific moment that your person, yeah, because it popped out again. There could have been a specific moment or series of moments where your person really regrets their behavior and they wish they could go back in time and like do something different or say something different or take back those actions or words. Okay. They feel like they were acting out of character. Okay. I'm thinking about you right now. And when I created that card, it was my intention that whenever that came up in a reading, it would be accurate. So whenever you're watching this reading, your person is thinking about you right now. I feel lost without you. And I think about you a lot, especially at night. Okay. Those two are fairly self-explanatory. What we're going to do next is get out some tiles and charms for bonus confirmation, information, signs, synchronicities, you name it. If you need a moment to read these, you're welcome to pause the video. I am going to pack it up now, get to the tiles and charms, and then I will be closing our reading out today with a message just for you from universe. I do that to help you recenter your energy and bring the focus back towards yourself. Okay, perfect. We have HIT coming out, hit. We also have riot. Interesting. Riot. That is a blank tile. And then we have N. We also have hint coming out. So that's interesting. Hint. There could be subtle messages here that you might be picking up on, okay? So if you need a minute to pause the video, you're more than welcome to. If you want to see what words, names come out, etc. I'm going to flip these charms over and then we're going to chat. First of all, we have 2 notes of music coming through. We have a guitar. We also have a music note. So that could be relevant. Somebody in this connection could play the guitar, be a musician, like rock music. You name it. That could be significant. You may communicate through music as well. We have a heart that is half full. Somebody or both of you in this connection could be feeling like you're running on empty right now, or you need kind of like your love tank to be refilled, filled it back up again. We have a flower key here. Interesting. And then we have Saturn coming through. That is interesting because Saturn was one of the cards from earlier. So some of you out there could really benefit from looking at what's going on with Saturn in your astrological chart. You may also be going through a Saturn return, or your person could be. I believe it happens roughly around the ages of like 25-ish and 50-ish. I think your Saturn return happens roughly every 25-ish years. So you could look into that if you're interested. And then we have the Eiffel Tower here. So Paris could be important. Travel could be important. Somebody could have French heritage, you name it. I'm going to leave that there though. If you need another moment, you are welcome to check it out. And then what I'm going to do next is get out your personal messages before we hop into the extended. Okay. Boom. And we're going to shuffle out a feather as well. There we go. All right, so your first personal message is the eagle. You are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. Okay, and then your affirmation of the day I'm holding up in case you want to affirm it with me. You can do that by commenting it below or reading it out loud. It is, I forgive those who have harmed me in my past and peacefully detach from them. Forgiveness is more about setting yourself free than the other person, honestly. It's choosing to not be a victim and to release that stuck energy. Forgiveness plays an essential role in your happiness. Forgiveness replaces the sorrow in your heart with love and peace. Beautiful. I'm leaving this part of the reading here. For those of you who are leaving me right now, I want to thank you again for watching today's reading, for being here. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night. For those of you who are joining for the extended, you can find a link to that down below in the description box, and I can't wait to see you over there. Bye for now.